So before discussing about Linux, can anyone tell me what is Linux?
So actually, Linux is a operating system, right? Using kernel, it's a of flavors like Ubuntu, OS, and Red Hat. So in current, the product companies are there. They are using Linux. Am I right, Madhuri?
Yeah, exactly. So Linux is an operating system. It is an operating system. What is operating system?
So in between hardware and for humans, there will be a translation to understand the computer language, so that we are using that Linux language.
Exactly. So Linux, what is Linux means it is an operating system. What is operating system? It's simple. It is an interface between hardware and user. After assembling the PC, directly users cannot work with hardware components. We need an
Yeah.
interface in order to interact with hardware components. After purchasing a laptop or after assembling a CPU, directly we cannot access the devices, hardware devices. So we need an interface. So we use operating system as interface between hardware and user. So Linux is an operating system. Operating system means it is an interface between hardware and users. Now, we have different types of operating systems. Many operating systems are there. Like in that famous is Windows. Windows is there. So why Linux? Why people are switching to Linux? Why organizations are switching to Linux? And why all the technologies are coming with Linux operating system? All the latest technology, all technologies are coming with Linux operating system only. Why? When we already have Windows operating system, which is user friendly, why again Linux?
It is a open source.
Open source, exactly.
Yeah.
Then anything else?
Whichever we cannot do in Windows operating system, so those things we can do by using the Linux in production companies, like accessing the paths instead of going to the folders and drives. So we can simply in Linux we can write the command and get that access.
Exactly. Anyone else? Why Linux when we already have Windows operating system and Windows is user friendly? Next, finish. No need to learn anything. If you want to, if you purchase a new laptop or a desktop, if you purchased, if Windows operating system is installed in that PC, we are not taking any special training for that to access our computers. We are not taking any special training because it is easy to access. Graphical user interface, right clicks, double clicks, everything. Even though if you want to install any softwares, also double clicks, right?
Yeah.
So that is in Windows. If you don't know anything about your system access, also Windows operating system, if you just try for half an hour, 1 hour, or 2 days, you can find how to use, how to create a folder, how to create it, how to open a notepad, how to shut down. We can learn ourselves. No need any special trainings for that. That is in Windows, right? But Linux is not like that. It's not next finish. Okay, so why Linux? Why people are switching to Linux? Why all the companies, maximum companies, 50% now switching to Linux operating system from Windows? Okay, so why Linux? That we'll discuss today. Before discussing how to install Linux operating system, how to access Linux, before discussing about this all, first we'll discuss about why Linux. Okay, it means features of Linux. When we already have Windows operating system, why people are going with Linux? Linux with AWS, Linux with DevOps, even Oracle, everything now they are installing in Linux only. scriptings also, everything they are doing with Linux only. Pythons with scripting, everything. Now, Linus is a person who invented Linux operating system in 1990, but he gave that operating system to a organization called OSF, Open Source Foundation. Okay, so in Linux we have different distributors. We don't only have Red Hat Linux, we have different distributors for Linux operating system. We also have Kali Linux, which is not mentioned in this list. So these are the distributors of Linux operating system, not only Red Hat. Okay, these all slides I'll give in tomorrow's session. And these are the versions of Linux operating system. These are the free editions and these are the commercial editions. What is the difference between free edition and commercial edition? Means in free edition, operating system is free. Okay, in commercial edition also, operating system is free. From the year 2000 onwards, Red Hat started releasing commercial editions. In commercial editions also, operating system is free. Okay, then what is the difference between this free edition and commercial edition? Means they will charge for technical support. If you install commercial editions, Red Hat people will give tech support and they will charge for the tech support. Okay, so in organizations, in the main servers, we'll go with commercial editions because there we need Red Hat support. So definitely we'll go with commercial editions in the organization for server machines. Okay, for technical support. So these are the versions we have. But operating system is always free. No cost for operating system. And the features of Linux. We have many features in Linux. So in today's session, I will explain some of the features of Linux. And whatever I'm explaining now as a features of Linux, every point practically I will show in further classes. Every point I will show. So open source. First point is open source. Means source code we get along with operating system. Open source code we get along with operating system. No need to pay anything for operating system. It is free to everyone. Is it same in Windows? Means no. Genuine operating system, if you want to use Windows operating system, means they will charge for that operating system. They will give license key and they'll charge for that license key. That is in Windows, right? But in Linux it is open and we can modify the operating system as per our requirement. Whatever the changes you want to do in your operating system, you can do the changes if you have Linux operating system. Okay, so you can modify the operating system as per your requirements. If, for example, if you want to, there is a default commands in Linux. If you want to change the command like mkdir, it is used to create a directory. No, you want to create your own command for creating a directory. You can make your own command. You want to change the complete view of your operating system, you can change the operating system view. Whatever things you want to do in your operating system, you can do that. But for that, we should know C, C++ 100%. If you know the knowledge of C, C++ 100%, then you can go with Linux operating system for modifying the operating system. If you don't know C, C++ 100%, if you don't even have a single knowledge also, 1% knowledge is there also, no issues. Because you are using operating system not for modifications, not for changing the commands or view. Your work is different. Screen is not visible. Can someone respond?
Yes, visible, Madhuri, we can see.
Okay. Suraj, visible? Okay. So I'm repeating. Open source code we get along with the operating system. We can modify the operating system as per our requirement. If you want to modify the operating system, we should know compulsory C++ 100%. If you don't want to do any modifications, we don't need this language. C++ is not at all required. Okay, and coming to Windows, here operating system is not free. They will charge for the license key, right? Depends on number of users you are using. Single user, 3 user, 5 user, 9 user, depends on number of users you are using in your organization. They'll charge for that operating system. Even though if you are installing Windows in our own laptops and desktops also, they will charge for the operating system. Nowadays, if you're purchasing laptop means when you purchase there only they're asking with operating system or without operating system. With operating system means they are charging 2 to 3,000 extra. So they'll install and they will give. Right. So because Windows charges operating system. So that is one point why Linux means open source code we get along with the operating system. We can modify the operating system as per our requirement. Okay, and whatever changes we do in our operating system, if something is right or wrong also, it will not affect to other devices in a network. If your PC is connected in a network, multiple PCs together are connected with each other. Okay, something modifications you are doing in your system. If you do any mistake also, it will not affect to other devices in a network. That is also advantage here. In even though in Windows, if you purchased operating system, after that also if you are installing any softwares like MS Office, if they are installing, it will ask for the key license. Again, they need to pay amount for MS Office also. They need permission from Microsoft. Whatever applications they are using, for that also they will charge. Microsoft people will charge. But in Linux is not like that. They will not charge for other application. That is the advantage here. That is the first point. Second point, multitasking, which is available in most of the operating systems nowadays. Multitasking means can be run multiple applications and process at the same time. Okay, you can open MS Office, you can do your work, you can open your Adobe Reader, you can listen the songs, you can do multitask at a time. That is called multitasking. Okay, this option is available in Windows also. In most of the operating system, this option is available nowadays. Nowadays, it is available. Multitasking option. Multitasking means running multiple applications at a time. Okay, so that option is available in Linux also. Next point is multi-user. Multi-user means multiple users can log in at a time and they can perform multitask. Say for example, we have types of operating system. We have different types of operating system. Can anyone tell how many types of operating systems we have?
Linux and Windows, Mac.
Yes. Yes. See, 95, 98, ME, NT, XP, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 9, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 12, Windows 16, Windows 19, Linux, Unix, Solaris, Mac, Jetmac, OS by 390. These are all list of operating systems. We have so many operating system list. More than 135 operating systems we have. Okay, but my question is not list of operating system, types of operating systems. In operating system, we have types. Three types are there. Types of operating systems are three types. First is
Single user.
single user, single task. Single user multitask. Multi-user, multitask. So there are three types of operating systems we have. These are types of operating system. Okay. So first type of operating system is single user, single task. In this operating system, only one user can log in and that user can perform only one task. If they open MS Office, in the same time they want to listen the songs. Example, I'm telling like that. If they open Adobe Reader, if they want to open MS Office or different applications they want to open, they cannot open. Only one application they can run at a time. If they want to open another application, means first they'll close this application, then they will open another application. Okay, and only one user can log in at a time. Example for single user, single task is DOS, disk operating systems. DOS is the first operating system we have. DOS is the first operating system. So example for single user, single task is DOS. Raj, are you saying anything? Can you text me? Your voice is not audible. If you text me, I will respond definitely. Okay. And second is single user multitask. Here also only one user can log in at a time. How many user list you have? When you switch on your computer, how many accounts, user account it is showing there, displaying there. Still you can click on only one user. And that user can perform multiple tasks. They can open Adobe Reader, they can open MS Office, they can listen songs, they can watch movie from another place, different tasks they can do at a time. That is single user multitask, but they can log in as only one user. If they want to log in as another user, first they log out from one user, then they will log in into another user. That is single user multitask. Multiple tasks they can perform as a single user. Example, can anyone tell the example for this?
Windows.
Exactly. Windows. And the next one is multi-user multitask. Multiple users can log in at a time and that users can perform multiple tasks. Multiple users can log in at a time and that user can perform multiple tasks. Okay. So already one user is logged in. You're working in the screen, you're working with that user. In the same time, without logging out from that user, you can log in into another user account and there you can perform another task. Two users are working at a time. Again, you want to open another user account. You can open another user account without closing these two users. Okay, and that user can perform their own task. Multiple users can log in and they can perform multiple tasks. More than 40,000 users can log in at a time and they can perform their own task. And the example for multi-user multitask is Linux. How to create users, how to log in as multiple users at a time, that I'll show practically. Okay, so Linux multi-user multitask. Multiple users can log in and that users can perform multiple tasks. So that is also advantage of Linux. First is open source code we get along with the operating system. We can modify the operating system as per our requirement. If you know C, C++ 100%. Okay, operating system is free always. Second is multitasking. Multiple tasks you can do at a time. The next one is multi-user. Multiple users can log in at a time and they can perform individually their own task. The next one is portability. Portability means can be installed in all hardware architecture. Any specific hardware environment is not required for Linux. You can install in any hardware environment Linux. Like we have a server called AIX server. Okay, if you want to install AIX server means we only required IBM devices. It works only with IBM hardware devices. Like that, we have some operating systems. They will work with their own hardware environment only. But Linux is not like that. Okay, even Windows also not like that. So in Linux, portability is there. It works with any hardware environment. That is also feature of Linux. Also, if you have least hardware environment, also we can install Linux. 512 MB RAM, 40 GB hard disk or 80 GB hard disk is there also. You can install Linux operating system because it doesn't require graphics. As you know, Linux works with command line interface. Next feature of Linux is scalability. Scalability means same operating system can be used on the desktop to supercomputer. Operating system is same. From desktop computer to supercomputer, operating system is same in Linux. That is also advantage of Linux. See, in Windows, how many types of operating systems are there? In Windows, how many types of operating systems are there? Can anyone respond?
Make flavors, Madhuri, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Not flavors, like server client.
Oh, okay. I don't have
In
any
the Windows,
idea.
yes, sir. In Windows, we have server operating system, client operating system. Two types
Okay.
of operating systems. Client means what? Which request for the services. Server means which provides requested services. I'm repeating. Client PC means which requests for the services. Server means which provides requested services. That is client server difference. Okay, so in Windows we have client operating systems, server operating systems. Operating systems are different for server PCs and client PCs. So what are the client operating systems we have means 95, 98, ME, XP, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. These are the client operating systems in Linux. Server operating systems means 2000, NT, 2000, 2003, 2008, 2012, 2019. These are the server operating systems in Windows. It means operating systems are separate for client PCs and server PCs. If you want to install servers like FTP, DNS, DHCP, you want this all, we need to install server operating system. You don't want any servers. You want to use your PC as a desktop PC, normal for your own purpose, personal purpose. There we install client operating systems, right? So if you want to be as administrator, Windows administrator, then you should know how to manage server operating system, client operating system. You should know both. Configuration is different, settings are different, options are different. You should know 100% everything about clients and servers also in Windows. Okay, but coming to Linux, operating system is only one. Client PC and server PC, operating system is only one. You can use same operating system for servers as well as clients. Now I have my own laptop. I installed Linux operating system here. I'm using my PC for creating files, creating folders, for storing my data. I'm using. All of a sudden, if I want to install any server, like I want to install FTP, I want to install DHCP. So here, no need to uninstall my operating system because there only I can configure servers also. That is the advantage of Linux. But Windows is not like that. You have Windows 10 or Windows 11 operating system in your laptop or desktop. Okay, now all of a sudden if you want to configure something FTP, DHCP for R&D purpose, you want to install any servers, your operating system will not support that. What to do? Uninstall your operating system, install server operating system. There you can configure that. Okay, but Linux means same operating system we use in our laptops to supercomputer. Operating system is same. So whatever practicals you are doing in your laptop with Linux operating system, whatever you are doing in further classes, same operating system, same commands, same options we use in real time also. No difference. So that is also feature of Linux. Same operating system can be used on a desktop to a supercomputer. Operating system is same. Initially, starting days, what commands I will explain as basic commands. The same commands we use till end of the course. Okay, so that is also advantage of Linux. Reliability. No downtime. Why it is reliability? Large servers have been successfully been running without a single second of downtime. No downtime, 24/7. No need to restart the computer also. If you have Linux, no need to restart the computer also. That is also advantage here. Okay. Now in Windows means, see, I am taking Windows as an example. That is, it's not like Windows is waste. I'm taking Windows as an example because you all are aware of Windows operating system. Something example if I am giving means you can assume and you can understand easily. That is only the reason I'm taking Windows as example. Remember that. We are using both the operating systems, Windows and Linux we are using. Okay, but extra features are there in Linux and people are switching to Linux. That features I'm explaining. Okay, so coming to the concept reliability. So no downtime. Say for example, if you take Windows machines, if you are using genuine Windows operating system, means Microsoft people will send patches, updates. If you have laptops, new laptops, if the laptop is connected to internet, you can check that before restarting or shutdown. When you are going to do that, it will show you that restart updates are ready. Do you want to continue? You'll get that option. So it will install the updates. Once it is installed, updates are installed, either you need to restart the PC or shut down the PC. Even that option it will ask, you want to restart or shut down the machine after completion of updates, right? Even in our mobiles also we'll get updates. We'll install that updates. Same like that, when you are using the servers with Windows operating system, Microsoft people will send to server machines, they will send patches. Patches means updates. So weekly, once they will send the updates, new updates they will send. On Thursday or Friday, they will send the updates. Once administrator received that updates, they will update the computer, server computer. Before updating, they will give the information to all the clients also, like half an hour downtime, 15 minutes downtime. Like that, they will give information to all the employees and clients also. Because once everything is updated in Windows machine, it will ask to restart. Once they restarted the server, that is downtime only, because it will stop all the process, all the applications, everything it will stop. Again, once system is restarted, they will on all the services again. They will run all the applications one by one, they will open all the applications. So that is downtime only, right? At the time you are trying to access as an end user, you are trying to access anything, it will give error. Server is down temporarily. Say for example, if you are doing any online transitions, like you are doing Google Pay, Phone Pay, or Paytm, whatever, sometimes you will get message server is down temporarily because your main servers are restarting at that time. That is also one of the reason, right? So in Windows means downtime is there. Not only while updating, if you install any application, if you uninstall anything, if you create a partition, whatever we do, immediately we need to restart the system. Then only our changes will take effect in our computer. But coming to Linux, no need to restart the system. Without restarting the computer, we can update everything. So that is also advantage of Linux. And next one is security. Inbuilt IP tables are there. In Windows we call firewalls. In Linux we call IP tables. Purpose is same. Inbuilt IP tables are there to secure networking files, and SC Linux is there, secure enhanced Linux to secure local files. What is the use of these IP tables and SC Linux? In next classes I will show practically, not only this point, whatever the points I explain now, every point I will show you practically one by one, not in a single day, one by one I will show you all the options, all the features as examples. Okay, so security, inbuilt firewalls are there and SC Linux is there. This is one reason. Second reason, why Linux is secure. Linux works with command line interface. So those who know the commands, they can only configure Linux machine. Now assume you know how to operate Linux operating system. You install Linux in your computer. Someone else is trying to access your computer. They cannot access anything in your laptop or desktop until they know Linux. Maybe your friends, your family, or your colleagues, whoever they are. Okay, so if Linux operating system is there in your computer, means they cannot access anything because they need commands for everything. To configure anything, to create a file, to create a folder, to remove, to delete, to copy, to paste, to move from one location to another location, to configure any servers, to install anything. For everything we need commands. Okay, so those who know the configuration, those who know the commands, they can only access your machines. But remember here one point, Linux works with command base, command line interface. But don't think Linux is difficult. We are not going to use any coding here. If you don't have a 0.% knowledge in coding, also not at all issue. If you don't have any knowledge in Linux, if you don't have any knowledge in networking, also no problem. I will start the sessions from zero level only. Without knowing any knowledge, you can continue with these classes. From very basics, I will explain everything. I will explain creating file, creating folder, removing everything. That also I'll explain every point. Theoretically and practically I will explain. Whatever points I explain, for everything notes I will give. Whatever commands I'm executing daily, I will share the notes with you. Running notes I will share with you. Commands, which command is used for which purpose, everything I will explain. Okay, so no need to worry about anything and no need to remember any commands because everything I will give. No issues. Once you are started practicing, definitely you'll remember some basic commands. At least 10 basic commands you will remember. That is enough. Okay, so coming to the concept. Security, inbuilt IP tables are there. Second point, while Linux is secure, it works with command line interface. Those who know the commands, they can only work with Linux operating system. Next point, why Linux is secure. Linux doesn't support exe files. No next finish. No auto runs. So Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. Next point, Linux is secure because for every user, password authentication is compulsory. In Linux, without password, we cannot log in into any user account. So others want to access your account means they need password compulsory. But in other operating system, it is not like that. If you created a user account, if you don't generated any password, then if you click on that user account, it will automatically log in into that user account. But in Linux, once a user is created, password generating is compulsory. So that is also one reason why Linux means. Yeah, Akhil, we can install multi-operating system in laptop. Already Windows is there also, you can install Linux. How means I'll show in next sessions. VMware software is there means you can do that. That I will show practically. Is that clear, Akhil?
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Yeah. No need to remove Windows for practicing Linux. Using VMware, we can do that. I'll show it. So Linux is secure, inbuilt firewalls are there. Linux is secure because it works with command line interface. Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. Linux is secure for every user, password authentication is compulsory. Next point, Linux is secure Because we can encrypt a file by assigning password. We can encrypt files also. Encryption means converting into secure format, which no one can understand. Say for example, now you have a Windows PC, there you opened one notepad, there you added some important information, maybe your personal details, office information, passwords, whatever it is. Something data you added into your notepad, you saved that notepad somewhere in your computer. I don't know where you saved in your computer, but I want that notepad and I have access to your PC also. So is it possible for me to find the location of your notepad? I have access to your PC. I want to find the location of your notepad. Is it possible? Anyone?
No.
I will try every folder, every partition. When you are not there, anyhow, I have access to your system. I will try. I'll open each and every notepad, every partition, every folder I will open. I may take time. I may take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, or 1 week time I may take. Manually, I'm checking one by one, everything in your system means that is possible only, right? So once I open Notepad, I can see the content in clear text. So I can find what data is there in your Notepad, that is in Windows. Same thing coming to Linux. In Linux machine, you created a file. Mean Notepad. In Windows we call Notepad, here we call file. You created a file. You added some important content in that file. Before saving the file, you encrypted that file by assigning password. Okay, so you saved that file in desktop itself. Now, when I try to check the content of your file, it will show me the content in encrypted format. So I'm unable to understand what content is there in your note in your file. Now I'm trying to open your file. It is asking me for the password. Without password, I cannot access your file. So Linux is secure. We can encrypt a file by assigning password. Okay, how to encrypt a file? Once the file is encrypted, how it will show the output, that I will show in the further sessions. Okay, while creating files, I will show this. We have a concept of creating files. At the time, I will show this. Okay, so this is also one reason why Linux is secure. We can encrypt a file by assigning password. So if there is an important data, you can encrypt it. It doesn't require any special tools, and we no need to install any tools for encryption. We have default option, that is. So that is also one of the reason why Linux is secure. Another reason why Linux is secure. In Linux, there is no setup files. Everything you will get as a configuration file. Every server you will get as a configuration file. It means manually we need to configure everything. If you want to install any servers, we need to configure manually. So means we need to write everything manually. You want to share a folder. In Windows, simply we'll create a folder. We add the content into the folder. There, we'll click on properties. Then sharing and security. From there, we'll share. That is in Windows. Coming to Linux, if you want to share a folder, we'll open one file. There we add the information. I want to share this folder. I want to share this folder which is in this location. I want to share the folder with these people. Like that, we add the information in the file. That file we call as configuration file. We configure it manually. Okay, so whatever we configure, your system accept that only. And once you configured, you can encrypt your configuration file also. If you encrypted your configuration file, others cannot access your file because it is encrypted. They cannot modify, they cannot uninstall, they cannot do anything. That is also advantage. Okay, so these are the reasons why Linux is secure. I'm repeating why Linux is secure. Linux is secure because inbuilt IP tables are there. Linux is secure because command line interface. Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe file. Linux is secure because for every user, password authentication is compulsory. Linux is secure because we can encrypt a file by assigning password. Linux is secure because there is no setup file. Everything you will get as a configuration file. So these are the few reasons why Linux is secure. These reasons practically I will show in further classes, definitely. Every point I'll show practically. Okay, and next. Another reason why Linux, another feature of Linux is it is performance wise faster comparing to Windows. Linux is fast because Linux works with command line interface. Graphics are optional. GUI mode is option. Black screen with white font. Command line interface means. So it doesn't require more graphics. Okay, processor it will not access more graphic card, so it works fastly. But Windows is not like that. Everything is in graphical mode only. If you're creating a folder, if you're creating a folder, if you're creating a notepad, everything is in colors only. So processor will use more graphics. That is why it is somewhat slow comparing to Linux. Another reason why Linux is faster performance comparing to Windows means there is a feature in Linux that is swap partition. Swap means virtual memory. Virtual memory is used to increase the speed of physical memory. It increases the speed of RAM. Virtual memory. What is this virtual memory? This point, while installing the operating system, I will explain. Okay, so we can create virtually also memory, and that space you can add to your RAM. Say for example, if your RAM is 1 GB, you can create virtual memory and with 2 GB space, and that space you can add to your RAM. Now 1 plus 2 means your RAM size is 3 GB. So when it is 3 GB, your RAM work is faster. Right. That is also one of the reason why Linux is fast comparing to Windows. This also I will show you practically. So these are the few reasons why Linux. Okay, and this is about today's session. The concept I'll continue tomorrow also. And without giving any introduction about myself, I just gave concepts only because subject is important. How I am explaining is important. How you are clear is important. That is the reason before giving introduction to myself, I just started explaining the concepts only. Is this clear what I explained about features of Linux? Can you respond? Concepts are clear what I explained?
Clear, Madhuri.
Okay. And features of Linux, I will continue tomorrow also. And what are the concepts we are going to cover in Linux that I will explain in tomorrow's session. Okay. So my classes will be for 30 days minimum, 30 to 45 days. I will explain all the concepts from 0 level to advanced level. Everything will be there. System administration part. With this course, 3 to 4 years experience you can apply. Okay, but if you have proper certificates, everything, you can go up to 3 years minimum you can apply. No issues on it. Everything I will explain clearly, and advanced concepts also I'll explain. No issues on it. Okay, classes I will explain slowly only because my students should be perfect in my classes. And whatever commands I explain, for every commands I will give notes also. So, and Linux works with command line interface. Commands are not at all difficult. If you understand the concept easily, you can understand everything. Commands, practically everything you can do very easily. I will be there to help you out. Once you registered, you're going to add into Telegram group. I'll be there in that group, so that whenever you're doing any practicals, before theory or after theory, if you're doing any practicals, practice purpose, if you're doing anything, if you have any issues, output is not coming, or any confusion is there, or any concept is not clear, you can ping me on the group also. I will respond there. Okay, those who are registered, please add into Telegram group. Ask them for the Telegram group. Telegram group means that is not public group. We have separate group for us, for our class. Okay, this session group is separate. So there, we only there. So you can ping me there and you can ask me if you have any doubts, queries. Theoretically and practically also, I will respond there also, because in 1 hour session I'll explain theory and practical also. Once the session is completed, you should do yourself practicals. So if you are doing any practical, any confusion is there, no need to wait till next day. You can ping me when you are doing the practicals. If you have any doubts, you can ping me there itself. Anything you want to ask me?
Hello, Madhuri. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah,
Yes, yes, ask me.
can you explain which type of concept you are going to teach for
Yeah,
the whole
that I will give tomorrow as the time
syllabus?
is complete. Tomorrow I will give that.
Tomorrow, do we have pre-session?
Yes, yes. 8 o'clock. Sharp 8 I will start tomorrow.
Do we have pre-session of class
Yes, yes. Free
tomorrow?
session. Tomorrow we have free session.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. I will continue the today's class tomorrow. Features of Linux from here I will continue. Then I will give the concept which we are going to cover. That I'll explain in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we have free session. You can log in. Is the concept is clear what I explained now today? The points are clear,
Yeah, yeah,
everyone?
of course. Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
clear, Madhuri.
Then.
So, if I do this course, can I go to Linux admin, ma'am?
This is administration part only this. I'm going to explain administration, Linux administration, all the concepts.
Okay. Yeah. In this course, do all concepts are covered?
Yes, of course. No,
Well,
you just log in tomorrow. I will give all the
yeah,
concepts.
yeah, yeah. Sure. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So thank you for the session, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow
Yeah,
by
thank you, Madhuri.
8 a.m. sharp. Anything you want to ask me, you can ask. No issues.
And Madhuri, can you give some inputs? Like, actually, I'm working as a Jira administration since 4 years.
Okay.
So I'm looking for another job. So they are requiring some other skills like DevOps tools and Linux and PowerShell scripting.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, only for Jira. So there are no calls I'm getting.
Yes,
So that
yes.
I would like to join
Now,
Jira administration.
yeah,
So
now everything is coming with Linux, Linux shell, Linux AWS, Linux DevOps. Everything is on based on Linux only.
see, actually, I have only for Jira administration. I have knowledge.
Okay.
So can I put this Linux administration for 3 years experience in my past, like with Jira?
Experience certificate, if you get means you can apply.
Means
If you
actually
can
I have genuine
manage,
experience on Jira. So
yeah,
can
yeah,
I
you
add
can
this
manage
technology?
with your, yeah. Yes, you can add 100%. You can tell with you are working with Jira and Linux also,
Yeah, yeah, that is
Linux
what I
operating
mean.
system also. You can add,
Will I
you can add that.
manageable in real time if they will
100%.
ask questions? So can
No, no,
I
no, 100% you can.
with this course?
Yes, yes. So including your Jira, you can tell that you are managing Linux operating system PCs also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You have the
Because I
Linux
don't know right,
Jira.
how to answer the
Yeah,
real time questions because I haven't
100% you can.
experience with Linux. So
Yes, you can add that.
yeah, sure.
Even in class, I'll give some basic shell commands, so you'll understand how shell commands will be there. So if you are okay with that, you can go for shell scripting classes also.
Okay, so that is another course, right?
That is another basics only I will explain here. Some basic commands.
Okay, okay.
Shell is not at all difficult, but don't do it now. Complete
Mhm.
Linux first.
Okay. I think
Okay,
both are
then you
similar
can.
commands. I think that there are only
Yes,
little
yes, similar
different
commands.
use.
That's why I'm telling don't do it now.
Yeah. Actually, I have
So if
installed
you get more,
VirtualBox on my PC.
sorry, come again.
I have installed VirtualBox in my PC for installing the Ubuntu or CentOS.
Okay, install CentOS. I will give you CentOS link, ISO link.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Rajkumar
Anything?
Madhuri, by the way.
Yeah, I'm seeing in display.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that Raj, you're 100% you can complete it.
Yeah,
100%
sure.
you can apply for Linux also. You can add Linux also in your resume. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you are getting any trouble, you can ping me. I'll respond. I will guide you. No issues on it.
Just explain me this real-time scenarios, like how can we clear this interview for the so
Yeah, resume. That also I will do. I'll support. I'm telling you. When you entered into any organization, also some for some days I'll give support. No issues on it.
yeah, thank you very much,
Anyhow,
Madhuri,
I'll
for
be
that.
there in the Telegram group with you.
Okay.
You can ping me.
Now, once I joined in this session, means after paid, so I will give you my number. Else you can give my your number. I will share my resume to you for reference. There are anything change
After
to add
registering,
Linux.
they will add you into a Telegram group.
Okay.
Okay, there is a separate Telegram group for our session. So there you can ping me in Telegram.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you,
Okay,
Madhuri.
Raj?
Thank you
Yeah,
for your
thank you.
information.
Malesh, you have any doubts? Okay, I'm closing the session. Thank you for
No,
the
no.
session. We'll meet tomorrow.